What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's YouTube video. As you guys saw in the title and thumbnail, full day of eating for you guys. 4 meals. Start with meal number 1. We've got a protein shake going down. So I'll show you guys the ingredients. We'll go ahead and whip it together. So starting off with a frozen banana. We're going with a frozen banana. Katie uses halves. I use a whole. So frozen banana. We're gonna be using a little bit of this peanut butter too. This is just the creamy peanut butter. Biggest thing here is I keep this in the fridge. So I'm gonna open it. Oh no. Okay, let me go set you guys down. Ugh. Just because I think it's way easier to measure and scoop out peanut butter when it's a little bit colder. So I actually have, funny enough, for my rice cakes, I keep 1 peanut butter in the actual pantry and then 1 in here. I think it's easier to scoop and put it in the smoothie when it's cold. So we have that. Then we have some almond milk. This is just, we're gonna use 1 cup. Any unsweetened almond milk, the biggest thing here is the calories. If it's sweetened, it can be up to like, I think 60 or 90 calories a cup. This is only 30. We're going with our protein of choice. We got the milk chocolate right here, Transparent Labs, 28 grams per serving. We're doing 2 scoops of that. And then creatine, this is just on the side. I actually do not throw this in the actual smoothie itself, but I have a smoothie every day, so I also have my creatine every day. And this is one thing I recommend to every single person, family, friend, clients, people in the DMs, whoever it is. If you struggle with your protein goal, make a 2-scoop protein smoothie every day. It doesn't have to be this exact one either, right? It could be something a little bit lower calorie. It could just be protein and water, protein and almond milk. It could be some berries instead, like a triple berry medley with some spinach. Like, you can spice it up. But if you struggle with your protein goal and you don't want to exceed your calories because you're in a calorie deficit or trying to lose weight, have a protein shake. This is about to be 60 grams of protein for I think like 400 calories. I'll whip it all together and then show you guys the final macros, but you can even cut down, right? Like Katie does half a banana. She still does 2 scoops of protein, but she does half a banana. She doesn't do as much peanut butter as I do. I think I only actually still use 10 grams. So it's not even like a full serving. Yeah, it's like a third of a full serving because I just want like a little bit of peanut butter flavor, but like there's ways to make this even lower calorie, but 60 grams of protein. For some of you, that's half, if not like a third of your protein for under 400 calories. There's no excuses nowadays to not hit your protein goal with protein powder that tastes good and that can be put in shakes like this. So we're gonna go ahead, or I'm gonna go ahead, whip this all together and I'll show you guys the final product and the macros too. Oh, also, do take supplements. I haven't taken these yet. Actually, I need to take these right now. Friday, you can see right there, boom. We will have a multivitamin. I'm just gonna bring this over here. Multivitamin, oh my goodness. Multivitamin and krill oil right here. Multivitamin, krill oil, boom. You can't really see those, but regardless, I'll go ahead and see you guys when the smoothie is made. And just like that, we have our delicious smoothie shake, whatever you want to call it. It is so good. That peanut butter, banana, chocolate combo is just absolutely elite. And this comes out to be 434 calories, 31 grams of carbs, only 8 grams of fat, and 61 grams of protein. And that is, yes, 10 grams of peanut butter. So it's not very much, but I will say a little bit goes a long way. Peanut butter is a very strong flavor. If you want to add more, sure. When I was actually doing my rebuild series, I think it was having a full 20 to 30 grams. I was like, I can cut back on the peanut butter, save myself probably a solid 100 calories and still have the taste in there, obviously with the chocolate and the banana as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sip on this as we head to work. Well, head to the office to do some work. And maybe part of this too is something realistic that you can make in the morning. We aren't trying to whip up a 15, 20-minute meal. We're not trying to bake something. This is something you could, like if I wasn't filming, I could probably make this in maybe 2 minutes, probably less than that. And you can spice it up and change it up however you want, right? But a smoothie with some protein in there, maybe even a Greek yogurt if you're doing some like mixed berries, is a great way to start your day. Micronutrients, high in protein, quick and out the door. So I'll see you guys at meal number 2. On to our second meal of the day. It is a breakfast scramble, eggs, egg whites, which I actually forgot to get out, chicken sausage, a little bit of vegetables and spinach too. But the biggest thing here is this is the one meal that I do kind of cook fresh each day, but meal prep portions of it is absolutely key because I do want to cook my eggs fresh, but things I don't do are cook or cut my vegetables, right? So at the beginning of the week on Sundays, I cut up a bunch of onions, I cut up a bunch of bell peppers, so I don't have to do this right now because that would probably take me a solid 5 to 10 minutes to get out the knife and cutting board and do all that kind of stuff. So we're prepping things ahead of time. Next, we obviously have our eggs. So we're gonna have some eggs, crack those, some egg whites. We're gonna use 1 serving. I think it's 46, but I use 50 grams. So yeah, you can see there, 46 grams, but I'll use 50. So 50 grams of egg whites, 3 whole eggs. These chicken sausage patties, I just throw them in the microwave for 1 minute. So those are going there. And everything's already, oh, also spinach, I forgot. Spinach, here we go. But as you can see here, we already have like black you can't really see it, but back there we have some beans already prepped. I do need to cook some ground beef. We've got, I think Katie's got some chicken in there. We've got some pork sausage. We've got, I think this is salad if I'm not mistaken. We've got strawberries cut up. So like there's so much stuff that does help in terms of meal prep. I'm not saying you have to make every single meal, but I'm gonna turn the camera around. But having ingredients prepped will save so much time. So now I don't have to cut up my peppers and onions. I don't have to, let's see, I don't know, make the sausage patties fresh. I don't have to do any of that stuff, and we'll have some cheese too. I just get to go ahead and make the meal. And yes, I do have to cook. It is some eggs, it is middle of the day, but it's gonna take me maybe 5 minutes or I don't know, 6 minutes rather than 15 to 20, right? Because everything's prepped. I just have to put things in a pan, let the eggs cook, and then boom, I have my final meal. So, non-stick pan, well not non-stick, but stainless steel pan going down. Go ahead and turn that bad boy on, get that lit. So as far as the actual cooking of it, very straightforward. If you ever made a breakfast scramble, the one thing I have to do, microwave these sausage patties, cut those up, and I'll go ahead and throw everything in the pan, do the eggs, egg white mixture, and then yeah, we have a final product. So very, very straightforward, nothing crazy. Also I did upgrade to this little like, what do we call it, like olive oil spray thing. So rather than buying a container that has like the aerosol spray every time, I just pour olive oil in here and it's like a manual pump and sprays it out. So it's been great, really convenient in terms of just having that rather than buying a canister every time that sprays. You can actually manually pump it and spray that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, whip this up. Like I said, super basic, super simple, doesn't take too long. But I will say I don't mess it up, and I sometimes filming it kind of messes it up or gets me distracted. So we're gonna put everything together. I will show you guys the final products. I'll go over the amounts on my Fitness Pal, calories, macros, all that kind of good stuff once it's fully put together. And this is one of my favorite meals. So yeah, let's go ahead, whip it up. And just a few short minutes later, we have our omelet. No, it's not an omelet, a scramble, because it just, I don't know, something about omelets when I go someplace and like they make them, I'm like in awe. But I also know they use a ton of oil, so I think it's the fact that I don't use as much oil. Turns out more of a scramble. We added 1 serving of low-fat cheese on top. So this meal comes out to be, ingredients first. So I use 1 cup of spinach, 1 ounce or 28 grams of that Mexican style reduced fat shredded cheese. We have 1 sumo orange over here. I'm saying 5 grams of onion because I don't really use that much onion. 2 of those breakfast sausage patties from Trader Joe's, the chicken sausage ones. I'm accounting for 5 grams of olive oil spray, 5 grams of butter, 100 grams of bell pepper, 3 eggs, and 50 grams of egg whites. So that's all the ingredients there. Comes out to be 613 calories. 22 grams of carbs, 37 grams of fat, and 46 grams of protein. Biggest thing there is I do still account for olive oil and butter because I use olive oil with the vegetables and then butter before the eggs. So that's something that a lot of people sometimes don't track. It can actually add up very, very quickly if you're not using a spray or using like a drizzle. So that can be easily 200, 300 calories hiding in your oils each day. So keep an eye out for that. Also, shout out to Kitty's mom, Trish. She made these little coasters for us. And this one is of Maisie. And this one is of Cooper and Oakley. So this is like literally Maisie like smiling with her eyes closed. I think it's the cutest thing in the world. So we have new coasters here on our kitchen table. And that is our second meal. I'll see you guys at meal number 3. I'm gonna watch some Good Mythical Morning and absolutely devour this. And just like that, it's time for meal number 3. Got some rice cakes going down. Also, this was gonna be a pre-run meal, but now my dad texted me, asked if I want to play golf with my brother and him. I said, of course, it's a nice day out, finally warm enough, so we're gonna go golfing instead of for a run. But I did write down, I don't like running, but I want to do it, right? So it's one of those things like, if I can avoid it, I almost always do. So I'm making it non-negotiables from now on to do that first thing in the morning. Because typically I like to get some work done, go to my desk. I don't like to just get work done and be productive in the first like hour and a half of my day. But now I think be productive, but in a different way in the sense like go knock out that run sooner rather than later, come back, shower, and then go on with your day. So that's gonna be non-negotiable going forward. My runs will be done in the morning as long as it's warm enough, right? Like if it's 30 degrees for whatever reason, which I hope not, that won't be in April, we'll go ahead and do that run. But also I did shave, did my hair, got my polo on, things like that. So yes, it is still the same day. We've got our rice cakes over here, 2 of these Quaker chocolate rice cakes going down. We also have 15 grams of peanut butter total. So I actually have reduced it. I used to do 20 grams, so 10 per rice cake. And I do 15 grams total, so technically like 7.5 of this Trader Joe's creamy peanut butter. Of course, we are weighing that out. Biggest thing here, peanut butter is so easy to overserve. If you're just estimating a tablespoon, you're probably overdoing it. So the food scale is absolutely key. We cut up a banana to place those on top. So this is, my mouth is really watering right now, just looking forward to this. And this is actually normally my first meal when I work out first thing in the morning. I'll have this and then my egg meal. But since I did the protein shake first, we're having this because I thought I was gonna do a run later, but now it's a post or pre-golf snack. So we got this going down. I think that's it. Oh, macros and calories. I was like, I know there's something I was missing. So the macros, or I said the calories for this meal are 314 calories, 50 grams of carbs, 10 grams of fat, and 7 grams of protein. So not too high protein, more so carbs and fats. Delicious, nice little midday snack. And it's gonna be some energy to go golf and hopefully hit them straight. So I'll see you guys in the final meal of the day, meal number 4. Alrighty, we are back from golf and now we have our post-golf meal, final meal of the day, meal number 4. So we've got some ground beef, we've got a little bit of black beans, a whole bunch of lettuce, and some salsa. So biggest thing here, like I talked about, meal prep is key. Having a bunch of ground beef, this is 2 pounds cooked up. I'm pulling out essentially 4 meals from 2 pounds. So it's 8 ounces per serving. It's about, this is not perfectly measured out, but 8 ounces per serving. We got some black beans, going with 1 serving of black beans, microwave that, throw some lettuce on top. I will say I don't track the lettuce that closely. I say 10 calories worth, but it's a ton. Salsa, and then 250 grams of strawberries, and then 1 kiwi. So that is gonna be our 4th and final meal. I'm gonna sit down at the table, we'll go over macros and everything like that. And here is meal number 4, 4th and final meal of the day. Also when he cares about golf, my dad and I tied on the 9th hole. He was up 1, I went ahead and won the 9th hole in match play, if you know what that is. And then we tied. We normally play more holes, but I was starving. He was going to pick up some food for him and my mom. So we called it there, and yeah, unfortunately, no winner today, but I'm sure we'll figure out a winner later this summer. But this meal comes out to be 656 calories. It is 55 grams of carbs, 14 grams of fat, and 63 grams of protein. And as far as the actual composition of the last meal, we've got our ground beef, 8 ounces of ground beef, and that is raw weight. If it's cooked, it's probably closer to 6 ounces if I had to guess, but I do everything raw because I'm cooking up 2 pounds of raw ground beef, divided up into 4 servings. Therefore, it's a 1 pound of 16 ounces. Do the math, 8 ounces per pound, 8 ounces per serving. That's how I get that number in here. 96.4 ground beef, so a little bit leaner ground beef. We have our salsa in here, 2 tablespoons, close enough, like salsa is very low calorie. Looks like I got a cup of lettuce, so that's obviously gonna be the lettuce on top. We've got 1 kiwi. We've got 250 grams of strawberries, which we have in this bowl. We've got 0.25 cups of black beans, 0.25 cups of black beans on here, which is mixed into the ground beef. And we also have our taco seasoning. So the taco seasoning actually does carry about 40 calories. So depending on what taco seasoning you use, it actually can be kind of high calorie. I mean, it's one of those things where it's not negligible, right? It's not non-existent. Just make sure you include that. But yeah, that is the meal. I swear taco bowls are just my favorite. They hit every single time. You can spice this up, even have a little bit more. You can add some avocado to make it a little bit higher fat, a little higher carbs. You can add some rice to it, make it higher, avocados would be higher fat and higher calories. You add some rice to it. I had the siete chips earlier on, but since we're on the cut, I'm gonna kind of cut some of that excess stuff out and keep the high protein, the volume, and the micronutrients, of course. So that is a wrap. Full calories for the entire day. Comes to be 2,018 calories. It is 179 grams of carbs, 69 grams of fat, and 177 grams of protein. I'm pretty much eating these meals on repeat. My weight's coming down nice and steady, not having too much hunger or cravings, lots of volume, lots of micronutrients, high protein diet. So yeah, this hopefully gives you guys some ideas. Do not recommend copying this exactly, but I do think it is a way to get some good ideas into your current diet, or maybe spice things up and make it your own. But if you guys do have any questions, let me know. If you do want personal help with your fitness goals, go ahead and click below. Yeah, otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Peace.